What is going on, ladies? Got a chopper box to drop off here. Blower broke yesterday, as you guys seen, and I forgot to take the camera in last night to get it charged. So today, while fixing the silage blower and milking and doing my normal farm chores, I didn't have a camera. I got really busy and forgot to go back and grab it from the truck. But hey, here we are now. I got all this field chopped. We still got to get out there, get the round bales and everything. And I got one more wagon to get unloaded here. Ended up blowing out a bearing on the blower, which honestly, I got lucky because it blew out the bearing. It didn't actually ruin the bearing housing. Got it all cleaned up, pitchforked into the blower. Wagon's all working good and everything, so I really can't complain too much. It was a good turnout for what had happened. Oh boy. Moo cows. One of those things like I really want to just leave it, but I'm really nervous too. So, alright, yeah, no. We can go get some bales picked up. Full moon tonight, stars out. Oh, this is a perfect summer night. I actually might stay up a lot later than I thought and get this done, but still got the milk truck coming in the morning and want to make sure I got enough room for milking like normal. That I need to do. I'm going to have to do chores in the morning and everything, so probably just pick up these round bales and call it a night. Then tomorrow after I'm done with the cows, I got to clean that pen out, and then we can put our chopper boxes in a better location. I just threw that one down by the shed right now. It is kind of a challenge to see those bales at night. I know where they're at, I think. Oh, there's one. Thought the full moon would help me out a little bit more. Well, ladies, that went pretty good. Got the milking done this morning here. I used my little soup cart here to bring in some silage. As you can see, they didn't quite eat it all. But I do that just to entice the cows to come in there and get milk pretty easy. We do got a little bit of food out there in the free stall yet, so they go back and forth pretty good. But I'm definitely going to have to get the cows fed this morning, finish my bales, and get the equipment put away. So definitely got to get Dad's 4320 cleaned up and put that back in there. I mean, let's face it, hay's done. We chopped it and got the silo full. So if it rains, it rains. I'm expecting a big, heavy summer thunderstorm at some point in time. But like I said in the last video, I want to get one more cut off of that alfalfa field. So more than likely, we're just going to have to stockpile them in there. I think everything needs to be washed and cleaned, but I think I'm just going to leave the wagons there for right now. Cultivator's been sitting out for a while. I put the 4960 away with the chopper inside at least, and we're going to leave that hooked up because I got to put the corn head on it eventually. When it's go time, I should say. Ah, that tint on the windows makes it so much better. You know, I should throw the three-wheeler in the back of this so I don't have to come back on foot, but this is going to be so much faster. Last night I decided, all right, I can't see the bales anymore, and I know there's a handful of them left out there, so it's one of those, yep, we're just going to get the trailer and truck in the morning and come out and get the rest. Looks like a good spot to kick it. Not necessarily my favorite body, not necessarily my favorite truck out of them all. I was always a Chevy guy. As you can see, my dad kind of was whatever he could afford. Thought this tractor would lift up higher. Someday I got to get a better, someday I'll get the right loader for this tractor. Maybe she'll lift a little bit higher, but right now I got to restab the bales extremely low. And the only reason I'm putting these over here in this kind of stack is I know what is my first cut, which I still have one left from buying them, and then my second cut. And as we sit right now, I'm only feeding the calves a little bit of hay and a lot of protein. They don't get TMR just yet. They should. They're starting to get to the point that they're going to go on full feed. Not quite. Which is alright by me. Throw some hay in there and they kind of munch on it and whatnot. And it makes it a little bit cheaper than doing the full TMR mix with every last thing in there. But I can get away with, once the steers get big enough, I'll be able to get away with just feeding them straight alfalfa hay here. Probably won't feed them much more than that, and maybe just some straight silage. Maybe do just like a alfalfa hay silage mix rather than everything else in there, because I don't plan on fattening them all the way out. Since they're weaned, I could probably get rid of them pretty decent at the auction, but right now I think I'm just going to hold on to them and let them get up there a little bit and wait, and then I'll have a better chance of selling them at the local sale barn. But yeah, it's just one of those scenarios, and definitely got to get rid of them before the next the next calving season, because I don't want to have to deal with all this stuff. You know, the little bit of exercise I got out of coming out here. Ooh, I'm not squared up. Maybe she'll drop over. Maybe not. Oh, beautiful. I could have just saved a lot of time by dropping that rear weight and grabbing the 3-point spike for the rear and bringing the trailer out with the tractor. But let's be real here. Who likes unhooking and hooking up 3 points? I don't have a quick hitch on this one, so. Oh, that was the trailer. I hope it didn't ruin the netting. Come on. Alright, perfect. This last one I can take in with the tractor. I gotta kind of do a scan over by the fence line just to make sure I didn't miss any. I think everything's cleaned up down there too. Ooh, I wish Dad would have never put that into CRP. I understand why he did. The DNR came out here and was like, hey, we're doing this run of government funded CRP ground. You guys know what I'm talking about, but because we're next to the river like that, they wanted to make sure that we preserve it really good. And my dad was like, alright, fine, you can have that part, but we're not taking out my best ground farther back in there. And they gave it a shot, and a lot of guys gave it a shot, but yet at the same time, they're not farming. They took out a lot of farm fields that route. And with CRP, it states that you are not allowed to let trees grow on it. It can't go back to a forest, so. And you got to have at least 1 year of row crop on it. And I was like, yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but you're locking it in for 10 years. So even if you wanted to rent your farm ground out, you can't. It's slightly under what rent goes for, but it's based off of your yields from that 1 year of row crop. So soybeans or corn, But you lock it in for 10 years. The bank liked the idea, but my dad was like, nope, we got to keep feeding our cows, and it was also, you couldn't mow before a certain date, and you're not planting alfalfa to it, so you still have to have the wildflowers and the guys come out and seed it and drill it down to be the right stuff and all that. But it kind of is what it is. I don't know where I left off, but we're definitely cutting out the me running through the field to get out here. I'm a little out of breath. Whew. Out of shape. Haven't ran quite a long time, but let's hope we don't lose any bales. I don't necessarily plan on taking these off the trailer right away. We might end up just loading up the trailer with some of these and going and getting my money back. Jeez, I should roll this field someday. But we're going to tear it up in the fall, so why am I even worried about it? Park this right next to the building. Yes, sirree. Ah, good old Cummins. Alright, so perfect. I'll grab that last hay bale here and get it set up for the TMR mixer. We'll throw a mix in the heifer barn right there. Get them fed, and then I can go around and deal with the calves, youngins, and get that pen cleaned out that's bothering me. Alright, let's burn over into the good old 4450 short frame. Gotta get some silage in here, which takes a little bit, but I'm able to run it right off the scale. And if you guys remember or not, which I ran out of my fermented wet corn. So I don't think I'm going to put any crack corn into this. I got the hammer mill sitting over by the bed, which is no big deal. But I think I'm just going to feed them straight silage and alfalfa hay right now. Alright, we got enough silage in there. Let's go get our hay bale. Turn the mixer on so we got a good mix up. I was thinking about throwing some molasses in with my TMR mix, which I could get a good container that I wouldn't even have to pump a hose. I wouldn't even have to put the hose up there. It's already on a stand. You just drive underneath. So it'd be kind of interesting to do / easy. I just don't know if it's worth the 10 grand for the tank and stand and how much benefit I get from it. Alright, that's enough hay. Which leaves me a little bit to take back to the cavies, so kind of works out perfect here. Yeah, I gotta muck out all these pens. Jeez. We're just gonna have to get the skid loader rounded up here and get these pens handled. Kind of been slacking on that one lately. Alright, now let's go drop some feed for these girls. Perfect. Rev her up a little bit. And there you peeps have it. Kind of another day on a dairy farm, I guess. Can't beat that, can you? Well, thanks for watching, and until next time, ladies.